Hello everyone, and welcome back to Disc Golf Van Life. I'm Mike, and we're here for the final round of the 2024 Jacksonville Open, proudly presented by our title sponsor, Par on Disc Golf. The FPO division has delivered an incredible battle so far, with Cadence, Burge, and Paige Shue going back and forth at the top of the leaderboard. Now it all comes down to these final 24 holes to determine who will take home the title. And with me for commentary is Sarah Hokom.
What's up, everybody?
Nice to have you here with me today. And we have your lead card on the FPO. And at the top, we have Cadence Burge at neg 8, followed by Paige Shue at neg 7. Local to Florida, Morgan Lynds at neg 3. And a young up-and-comer and deputy at +1. And we'll get it started with hole 1. It's coming in par 3, 345 feet.
This one's playing more like 380. It's a slightly uphill, and there's been a head crosswind most of the rounds. The wind is a little bit lighter today, but we're still getting that wind off at the right front, pushing the disc over left.
Yeah, super windy when I was doing the flyovers. So let's see, Cadence throwing a backhand here.
She's got an astronaut in her hand. She'll be throwing that a lot this round. Nice flex. Cadence has a ton of distance. She rivals that of most of the tour players, and she's getting herself a Circle 2 look.
Yeah, that's really good to have on this course, too.
Paige Shue, 2018 world champion. That's an ESP crank that she uses for max distance. Also, edge of the circle look for her.
And Morgan known to throw the forehand quite a bit.
She needs a lot of turn to get inside the circle with this one. This is more of just a layup shot for her. That was her Kong.
And for being only 15, she has got an arm on her. It's a little lifted.
That's a destroyer, so lots of stability. Gets a long look. This hole wasn't really birdied too often. We saw it. Cadence got it last round, so she's got an opportunity today to get it.
Yeah, and even then it was quite a long putt. It's like just at the range.
Ooh, so close. That was a really nice speed putt from that far away.
See if Cadence can do it again.
Comes up a little short. Paige with a chance to tie it up on this first hole.
Ooh, just off the chains.
It's like a little rushed on her backswing. She will still remain one behind Cadence.
I don't know how rushed Paige can get. She's pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd like to see her take a little more time on her actual stroke. It wasn't rushed. She always does take no time on every shot, but the stroke itself seemed quick.
Yeah.
Only one birdie today in the field. That was Hannah Stefanovic that threw it in from 150 feet.
Oh, wow.
Shout out.
All right, everybody taking pars.
Along with 96% of the field. This one did not yield much score separation.
I can imagine. All right, let's get on to hole 2. Another par 3, 337 feet.
This one takes a hyzer that's going to push into the chips on the right side for a backhand player. It really plays very nicely to a flex sidearm. We might see that out of Morgan. Another tough get. Not that many birdies on this one, but Morgan and Cadence have gotten this in the previous 2 rounds.
Yeah, a lot of the backhands will go down that right side. And then, as you said, if you do a forehand or even a turnover, you can go out the left side, and it's much more open.
This needed to flex a little bit more to get the distance, but she's got a long look.
Yeah, go more down the right side, like I was saying.
Paige pushes all the way into the green with a putt. Let's see if she can make this one. Really aggressive flex from Morgan. Coming around those trees and pushes into the green. That's a park job.
Very nice. And trying to follow Paige.
It's got good flip up. Caught a little bit of shrubbery. That'll be an edge of circle putt.
Yeah, left her a little bit short because of that. Good run. Anne's got to step out to the side of this tree. Nice putt.
Great putt from 25. Gets her first birdie of the day.
Got a little bit of work to do today. Nice to see her on lead card, though.
Paige cashed it in. That ties it up at the top.
Yeah, Cadence is going to clean up her par here.
And Morgan with that beautiful shot, getting the drop in. What a card. This is 3 birdies out of 4. And honestly, those were the only birdies in the whole field on the day.
Yeah, that's not an easy hole.
That was amazing.
All right, hole 3, par 3, 323 feet.
This one's super tight. Backhand has to flip up and ride and push all the way into the green. There's not a lot of room to work it. You can throw a safe hyzer on the outside. The sidearm has to flip up and then turn to the left at the end. This has not been birdied yet. Really tough hole. Most people are playing this for par.
Yeah, and there's OB off to the left if you leak out there. Ooh.
Paige with an early kick. She may still have to traverse that Mando that is on the left side of the fairway as well.
It stayed in bounds.
Morgan with a ton of turn, gets the cut roll back in. She's on the left side in the rough. And hits the fairway. Gets
Ooh.
all the way down, and it looks like it pushes through to the front.
She was just caught in a little bit of that rough just at the edge. Little inside.
It's trying to turn up that fairway, but gets a kick to the right. It'll be a couple hundred feet to get up and down from there. This is such a tough hole. There's going to be a lot of creativity on the approach shots.
Paige trying to go the outside route.
Oh no, that is a score killer. So she advances a little bit. Keeps the hyzer on it this time. Not much of a look.
Yeah.
This is an opening for Cadence to really take advantage of. She can get up and down. Beautiful.
There's a nice anti-skip towards the basket for her.
Morgan also going to take that right side. Or left side, excuse me. That's popped into there. Be a nice putt. Paige with a lot of work here. She's hoping for a double bogey.
Just lays it up.
And the putt for birdie. And it's in. That's 2 in a row for Anne. And nobody else besides her and Jennifer Smiley got this one today as well.
Yeah, very guarded fairway. Gets even tighter as closer to the basket. And with that, Paige Shue is going to take a triple bogey.
That's pretty brutal. Just grab the lead and then drop back by 3. Cadence has a chance here.
All right. Hole 4, par 3, 343 feet.
This one's pretty far, mostly out of range. Players are going to try to get it up into that right side and then to make a long putt. Haven't seen too many birdies on it. However, Anne did get it last round, so I think she could do it if anybody does.
Yeah, even if you get up there, you have to contend with those 2 trees guarding the basket.
Very methodical run up by Anne.
A little flipped over.
It's a little cut roll, but she'll have about 50 feet, 50, 60 feet to approach. Beautiful shot from Morgan. It's wide. She'll be again in the kind of 50, 60 foot range for birdie. Cadence with a big turnover. It doesn't stay in it. A little too much height there. Leaves it out to the left side.
Yeah, the height's going to cause you to fade out earlier than you want. And that gets a little turned over on Paige as well.
This is a really tough hole for a righty backhand to get all the way up there. A long turnover or some kind of flexing shot that's sneaking up through the trees at the very end. A late turn.
Yeah, you got to get real sneaky.
I'd like to see a backhand roller or a sidearm here. Even from Paige Shue, she has quite a bit of distance on her sidearm. I think that could get her in better position. And with a little miscue on the layup.
And I don't like this left side. You kind of have a low ceiling on your approach.
Yeah, players need to throw more of an Anheuser shot like Morgan just did to ensure that they don't hit that leaner. Cadence leaving her a little bit of work here.
Solid putt.
No problem. She just wanted to test out her 20-footers. Sometimes it's nice to get a couple confident putts
Oh, for
in
sure.
there. And cleaning up as well.
It's going to be a par frame for all of them.
Another hole where we're getting, 70 to 90% pars throughout the rounds. Another tough birdie.
Yeah, it's just at the edge of the range.
Jennifer Smiley, who got the last hole, also got this one.
Oh, wow. All right, that's going to bring us on to hole 5, par 3, 330 feet.
This one is a beautiful shot to be when you see it thrown properly. A backhand flip up that comes through the right side and then kind of hooks up right at the basket.
Yeah.
It can also be a sidearm. It's going to be a tight line, though. You only have about 30 feet laterally to work the disc.
Yeah, you really got to thread the needle with the sidearm. And gets a little high and hits the tree. She made the Mando.
Yeah, that Mando up on the right does come into play, and the hole itself plays downhill, so it's going to add to the technicality of the shape.
Oh, good tree kick. Kept her from out of the rough there.
Cadence has birdied this both rounds so far. Let's see if she can do it again.
Flip up.
Came out a little early with a little less power. She'll have to scramble from there.
Stayed out of the trees, though. It gets really rough in there with all them trees. Should be about a saber par.
Paige going pretty aggressive, putting down her mid-range.
See if she can show us the line. Oh, so close.
It's a long putt in her wheelhouse.
Definitely.
And with a miscalculation on that approach,
Yeah, that was a tough stance from there, right behind that tree.
And being a newer player, these approach shots are going to be really what she's going to struggle with until she kind of has a little more experience. But that was a beautiful approach shot. She'll be able to save bogey.
Oh, running it.
Cadence. Whew, beautiful shot. Have a little putt on the backside.
Morgan just laying it up.
Leaves herself some work also. Paige for 2. Oh my goodness. Puts it in.
Nice.
That's how you get it, I guess.
Right? She drew it up like that.
She joins 4 other birdies on the day on that hole. Really great hole. Great putt from Morgan.
Cadence, just outside of 10 feet or so. Shouldn't be too big of a problem for her. Her putts are really solid.
Yeah, she has a lot of confidence in her putting stroke.
I think she's, plus 80% on circle 1 putts for the tournament, so.
Yeah, she definitely gets a lot of good spin on that. Hits it dead center. And with the bogey, dropped her back to even.
All right, now we're on to the letter holes. Hole A, par 3, 217 feet.
This one's got a Mando on the right, and there is OB pathway also on that right if you get a little squirrely after the Mando. Also an elevated pin, elevation behind it. This one is a pretty fun hole to try a bunch of different shots. You can throw a roller, a spike hyzer, a flexing sidearm, you name it, putter, overstable fairway.
Get under it.
Paige goes with a flippy mid.
And parks it.
Morgan also with the backhand. She's a little more dominant sidearm, although she does have both shots. Ends up in the tree. She'll have a pitch up for par. Cadence looks like she's going high.
Yeah, if you got the power, you can get around high and outside.
Needs to turn. That tree branch is very well positioned to guard any shots that don't actually flex outside of it or go a little bit too high.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing when they made this hole. Stand still.
I like that play. Control the power. Only 217 feet.
Ooh.
Gets a lot of turn.
Come on.
It comes back in. Wow. Well, that's what a max does when you put a little too much anhyzer on it.
And put a lot of spin on it, too, to get it back in.
Morgan with a great upshot.
That was fortunate. She got far enough to where she didn't really have to deal with the ceiling.
And making a run at it. She's not just happy to be in bounds. She's trying to get them birdies. And the comebacker.
That's a risky run because it's positioned on top of a hill there, actually.
Burdogi. Engage. Bummer. She's going to drop back one more. That'll be 2 bogeys in a row for the young Georgian. Paige Shue, on the other hand, has gotten 2 strokes in the last 2 holes with her little birdie run.
Yeah,
and is
after that triple bogey, too.
And is now right back to just 1 behind Cadence, where she started the round. Morgan's also sticking around. She's 3 back of Paige. She's playing good.
She's not out of it.
And we've got a lot of holes, 24 holes in this round to determine the winner.
All right, hole B. This one's par 4, 664 feet.
This one's a pump right out the gates. If you can get all the way out to about here, you have a chance to get the birdie. It's another full pump that's got to traverse this fairway. The lanes are fairly wide, but at max distance, it's pretty tough to be accurate. Not a lot of birdies here so far. We'll see if anybody can get it today. These are the women with the distance to get this pole.
Little low. She wants it to get up. Morgan gets the right height on it. She's a little inside. Gonna leave her a little cut off to approach the basket. But with her sidearm, she should be all right. There it is.
Giving some air under it to try to get that extra distance. Cadence has so much power.
Speaking of power, Anne does herself as well.
Doesn't quite get over on it. Destroyer's going to fade out, and that looks out of bounds.
Yes, it did leak out of bounds on her.
That's a really tough miss on this hole because it's so hard to get the birdie that, getting the par is crucial. Morgan also leaving herself a lot of work.
That's
for
really
this third shot.
Really unfortunate for Anne because she actually outdrove everybody, even going OB.
Long arm problems.
Right?
Paige has got to shape this, and she does. Wow, what a beautiful shot. Hit something right at the end. That'll be a long look for birdie.
Yeah, had it not hit that, she probably would have faded, skipped toward the basket a bit more. Oh, nice flip.
Puts a move on it. Gets through. That is one of the closest looks I've seen. That looks edge of circle, just circle 2, early circle 2. And from her out of bounds slide, this is her third. Let's see if she can get up and down.
Little early release. She's going to stay outside of the trees.
Well, the distance is there.
Yeah, she's pin high and just way off to the left. Morgan just kind of laying up. That's going to leave her a little long hitting the trees.
And with a little work to do.
And as I said, she was pin high off of 2 drives.
Cadence with a long look. Whew, so close. Leaves herself some work on the backside. First putt we've seen her miss.
Yeah, front of the cage.
Disappointing bogey. And also going to rack up at a couple extra strokes here. Well, I was not hoping for that.
No. I mean, she did have some leaves in her face.
It's tough when you do something so unexpected and then you can't get up and down and then you think you're just right there and you're still kind of beating yourself up for throwing it out of bounds. It was a big miss, I mean, the out of bounds takes a lot to get to.
It does.
So disappointing for Anne, but we'll see how she bounces back.
All right, last of the front 12 hole letters, hole C, par 3, only 206 feet.
It's a double mando on the right and the left, and the wind is always pretty difficult here. We've had mostly a crossing headwind. It's a little bit lighter today, but dialing in the distance here is it's a challenge. You may have to change your choice every day depending on the wind.
Double mando, and it's an island hole.
That's a beautiful shot from Paige. She is the putter queen. That was her challenger.
Yeah, that was a nice touch. Just slid right in there.
Cadence with a link. Almost grabs a few links. What a shot.
Now, I don't care for the forehand on this.
That's funny. My card all said it plays more to a forehand. And Morgan's showing us that that's not true.
Yeah, I think it leaves yourself open to skip out of bounds a lot more.
Yeah, the late tree is on the left side, though, so it does give you more space on the left than the right to throw a overstable shot. But I hear you. I threw a sidearm every time, but that's not saying much.
I mean, you've mastered it over the years, so it's to be expected.
Bjerkes with another birdie. That's 3 out of 4. That ties it up. Cadence says no thank you. I'll keep the lead and grabs herself a birdie, which I think that is Cadence's first birdie of the round. Time to get something going.
Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. Morgan with the unfortunate bogey after going OB. All right, hole 6, par 3, 217 feet. Deceiving 217 feet.
It looks like 400 feet in these woods.
Yeah. I mean, you can barely see the basket from the tee because of the trees.
Yeah, this is a really tight line. As you can see, players are going to try to hit that initial gap with something that's going to flip up and then just ride as straight as they can.
I do see a lot of rollers on this hole as well.
Yeah, that's my play. Last year, Holly aced this hole.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
With a line similar to what Paige just took.
I think she almost aced it on the final round as well. At least gave it a run.
Cadence a little bit early. Some backhand throwers don't even try to take the right side, which looks like the biggest fairway. They'll just try to go up and over the tree that's bent over.
Just pull and pray, huh?
Right. I mean, it's a easier line to throw, and there's a lot of trees to hit anyway, rather than flexing something that can hit early left.
Kind of like this.
Oh, well, yeah, she was just a little left, but it's really about the scramble game here. Or if you've got a roller, it is definitely my choice. And Morgan probably has a roller.
Yes.
That was 2 turned. She needed to put that down at like 12:30 and not 11:30. But let's see how she recovers.
Going with another roller, it looks like.
There's not a lot out there if you get off the fairway, but this looks beautiful. She can get it to stop and make a big putt.
That's all right.
The hole also plays uphill, so that just adds to the challenge of the distance choices. Cadence following suit.
Looks like she hit maybe a root when it landed down and pushed her off to the right. Paige, real quick with it. Hits the pole.
That'll be a drop-in par. And also in scramble mode. Gets it pretty close.
Yeah, with that kick off the tree, she actually got pin high.
Cadence in trouble over here. These are some important holes that could set the tone for the rest of the round. She really needs to get through this and not do too much damage.
Yeah, she's trying to keep pace with Paige and stay ahead of her.
Great putt. Morgan saves the day.
Yeah, nice save for the par. I gotta see Anne after that tree kick. Should be able to save her par as well. And she does. Definitely want to go through her whole routine after hitting the front of the basket 2 holes ago.
Hopefully she's not thinking about that much. And now we are tied right back up. Cadence with that bogey.
Got ourselves a battle here. Hole 7, par 3, 219 feet.
This one's another tough, really tight hole, even tighter gaps and more turn. Players are going to need to flex something that turns up the right side and then has enough stability to come back. Or they could do flip up putter or again roller. Paige Shue's going to go with her same roach.
They all hit.
She's going for that right side line that is super tiny. She did birdie it the first 2 rounds, so I guess this time, hopefully she can scrabble her way to a par.
It's like Anne's lining up a slight Anheuser shot at it.
It's the bigger hole, but it is the more technical line.
Stays in the fairway. Another roller from Morgan.
Morgan makes a little adjustment, gets it down about 12 o'clock, and it gets all the way to the basket. Slow down. I think
She's down there.
She'll be happy with that.
Actually, when you get to that path, you're pretty open to the basket, so.
Cadence also going for the tiny right side gap.
Good second tree.
Really is a tiny gap. We're going to see Anne line this up as well. On her second, she gets it.
And she
finds another tree, though.
Yeah. Easy to do.
There's so many. It's such a tight line. This can yield triple bogeys before you know it.
And
Here we go.
You're saying, most of the course is wide open, and then you get into these two holes right here, and it's just nothing but trees.
Yeah, this and hole 3, which we've already seen, are pretty much the wooded holes, and they are wooded. Paige leaving her some work on that left side. And with her third, still some more work to do. Cadence trying to save par.
It's the pole. A little short. Should be a tap in.
Oof.
A
little uncommitted on that putt.
Yeah. It's going to come from the inexperience.
Easy layup for par from Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, after seeing everybody hit trees, par is just fine.
Oh, wow. What a run.
Don't you hate that sound?
Well, as a player, I'm more happy that I had made a good attempt at it. It was super close.
Yeah,
sometimes
it's the front of the cage or something.
Or missing right or left or something. Yeah. You gave it the height. It was a clean release. A lot of good things there in that putt, even though it didn't fall.
And with Cadence taking a bogey, it's going to leave them tied.
Yeah, bogeys from both of our leaders.
All right, now out of the woods a little bit for most of the hole. We're on to hole 8, par 3, 370 feet.
This one's a big shot. We haven't seen a lot of people get looks at it, but being to the left side of the green is your best entryway for an unobstructed approach shot. If you can sneak one in here, especially with a sidearm, backhand turnover, or a roller, backhand roller, you might be able to get a birdie on this one. Anne did get this one yesterday.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that.
She could do it. Morgan needed that to turn. That is not good.
Oh, she gets through quite a bit.
It does get through. That actually helps. Otherwise, it's nasty over there.
Yeah, definitely.
Very guarded.
Nice flip.
Beautiful turnover. Oh, just a little early coming in. That was her surge. What a shot.
Yeah, it's really tough to push the turnover. You got to get past those last few trees to really get in there.
Cadence pushes one over a similar spot to Paige.
See if Anne can do it again today.
This is a sidewinder, so great stability for this hole.
Gets it a little wider.
Turns a little too much.
Gets a little closer than Paige and Morgan, but still early.
Nobody really has a look at it today, so we'll see if they can scramble to their pars.
Oh, she's going through the... No, roller.
Putt roller. Whew. Let's see. Fancy stuff. That's a look.
Okay, so Paige is actually going to try to get through the trees, which is really tough, as you can see. Wow.
Paige lays up to about 15 feet short
Not
with the
bad.
gaps that she had available. Anne is in jail also.
Sneaks through.
Whoa, great approach. Morgan with a touchy sidearm hits that. Wow.
Yeah, I like the sidearm approach from there a lot more than the backhand.
Cadence trying to get this in there to keep the lead. That won't do it.
Just outside of circle 1 for her.
Paige might have a chance to pull away right here. That was it.
Great putt by Paige, especially from the spot she was at off her drive.
Man, what a tough hole. They changed this. We used to play this as a par 4 to a longer basket, and now we played as a par 3 to this one. Only got birdied yesterday by Ann, and then today, Hannah Stefanovic threw a skip ace sidearm that got a 2 from like 150 feet.
Oh, yeah, I think we heard that on the card right behind her.
That was 2 throw-ins in the front 9 for her.
All right, we're going to finish off the front 12 with a beautiful hole, hole 9, par 3, 320 feet.
This hole is really tough over the water. The water is also really high right now, and then we have these cedar trees on the entryway that make it a very tight line at the end of the hole. Most players are going to lay up to the left side.
Yeah, it wasn't as bad last year. The water was lower, so even if you hit those trees, you had a chance to stay in bounds. Now you hit the trees, you're done for.
Yeah, we've only seen a couple birdies in the whole field, and nobody on this card has actually gotten this one. Which is surprising because Cedar's literally the most talented players.
Oh, is she going? Almost looks like she was running straight at it.
I don't know.
She had the distance, though.
She did, but like I said, to push it over by those cedars. I mean, she's 100 feet to the left or 80 feet to the left.
Sure.
In the end, and also is not going at the pin, which is a smart play. I'd like to see this. I don't know. Maybe if the water was lower, it'd be better, but maybe in a different pin. Cadence also with the layup. Nothing easy about this layup, though. It's very guarded. Water on the right. You have to choose to go over the water or over the land with an anhyzer, which is usually not people's favorite line. Cadence putting over the water. Leaves herself a 12, 15 feet on the backside. Anne was so far, she didn't, the water doesn't even come into play.
Right.
Morgan taking the land side, catching a little bit of tree. Yeah, Paige had a long look, but
a little bit of a run.
Nobody looking at the chains until now for the pars. Another miss for Morgan.
All right, everybody else is going to be cleaning up their pars. And we're going to have the unfortunate bogey from Morgan. And that's going to do it for the front 12 here at the 2024 Jacksonville Open. You go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard.
A little bit of change. Paige coming through on the leading.
After the triple bogey, too.
Yeah, everyone has had a little bit of trouble, and I'm excited to see what happens on the back. There's a lot less birdies, and there's a lot more trouble.
Thanks for joining us, and be sure to catch us on the back 12 of this final round.